At Orangutan Jungle School, the staff plans the next wild release. But who will be chosen? When Mother Clara gets minor surgery, baby Clarita has a total meltdown. Escape artist Zalipa's back. But where is her clever pal Tulia? And Dilla's finally given birth. But things are not going according to plan. First light bathes a seemingly peaceful Nyaru Menteng. It's the calm after a stormy night of drama. Veterinarian Argus was working the night shift at the clinic when around midnight, he heard the cries of a distressed orangutan. It was coming from pregnant Dilla's enclosure.
When I come to the Dilla's cage, the baby is already born.
Dilla's baby had arrived without any warning and had slid through her leafy branch nest.
I'm really, really shocked because the baby is stuck in the bus. The head inside cage and the body outside cage cannot pull up or pull it down. Dilla trying to pull it up but cannot.
Argus acted quickly and pried the bars open enough to free the newborn.
And I tried to give the baby to Dilla again, but after that Dilla just give the baby for me with one hand. Just give it like, take it like that.
Dilla was traumatized by the birth and in shock. She lost the critical first moments of bonding with her baby.
I have experience with new baby, but not newborn. That's like just minutes ago. So I called Vivi to come to here and help me take care of the baby.
Vet Vivi took charge where Dilla could not. She spent the entire night caring for the tiny baby girl.
It's like a privilege to have two babies, but I'm also like scared because it's in the middle of the night. Maybe I fall asleep and just like squash her. I mean, like it's exciting but also concerning because it's less than 24 hours of her life. But I'm so sad because it should be the mother.
Early this morning, the pair shared a special moment.
I think it's like 5 in the morning. I opened my windows, and then when the babies just like woke up a little bit, she opened her eyes and she saw the light from the sky, and she smiled. I mean, like, wow, she smiled, and I just like whispering to her ear, and I say, "Hey, baby, it's your first sunrise."
Exhausted but exhilarated, Vivi now brings the tiny infant to the clinic. Argus gets his first chance to see the newborn in the light of day. In the tradition of following the first letter of her mother's name, they call the tiny female Delilah.
Ya sabar. Coba nak.
So cute.
It's only been 9 hours since Delilah was born, and she needs to feed frequently. She should be suckling milk from her mother. But Dilla's rejection means that isn't possible yet. For now, Delilah's only option is human infant formula.
Nom 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 nom.
But like many newborns, she doesn't know how to suckle yet. Dilla can hear her hungry cries from just outside.
Ya, sejam setengah tuh kapan gitu.
Gitu.
Buat neteknya.
Dok. Enggak, ini sudah.
It's vital that mother and baby are reunited as soon as possible. "7 a.m. and the usual flood of students heads off for the day's education. Following the well-trodden paths to their lessons. The jungle surrounding Nyaru Menteng grows on peat, decomposed woody vegetation that accumulates on the forest floor. When it rains, the peat absorbs water like a giant sponge, which makes the forest floor difficult to navigate. To enable access, the staff has built more than 1,000 meters of boardwalk. Today, some of the Junior Group 2 students join the seniors class again. The recent flu outbreak is under control. But just to be safe, the students who didn't get sick are kept in one combined class for an extra day. 4-year-old Noni sticks close to babysitter Ursula.
Noni, main.
The older, bigger seniors make her nervous. She doesn't want to be left alone with them. But 6-year-old Chinta wants the babysitter's attention too. She's known to be rough. And she's too much for nervous Noni. When Noni graduated from Group 1 to Group 2, she lost her confidence and became very clingy. Among her babysitters, she became known as Noni the Backpack. Eventually, sweet Meryl made friends with her. And Noni's confidence grew. Now, in the temporary blended class, it seems she's reverted back to her clingy behaviour. Ursula encourages her to play with Otan and Liti, who are only a little older. But Noni needs comfort. Like human children, young orangutans sometimes find change scary. But Noni's future depends on her learning to be independent. In contrast, confident Chinta's causing trouble.
Ini bahaya loh ini.
Her outsized attitude has put her on track for a future wild release.
Gak boleh. Gak boleh. Tidak boleh.
Even as Ursula tells her off. She knows that Chinta's brashness is an asset. Hanin, who's the same age as Noni, is far more comfortable with the big kids. The complete opposite to Noni. She quietly minds her own business. But troublemaker Chinta spies an opportunity for mischief. The younger students make such easy targets. Letta takes pity on Hanin. But Chinta is unstoppable. Hanin gathers up her courage and bravely asks for her pineapple back. Chinta's eaten all the best bits. But standing up to the senior highlights the differences between Hanin and Noni. Noni watches Hanin's bravery from her hiding place.
Banyak nih. Jangan Mar.
There's one place where Noni has always felt secure.
Ada Malika. Hai Malika.
While Ursula is distracted, Noni leaves her side and heads for a tree. This is exactly what the babysitters want to encourage. In the wild, the canopy is naturally the safest place to be. A lesson Noni's instincts are helping her learn. Her crisis of confidence today appears to be just a temporary setback. A few kilometers from the main compound is the Nyaru Menteng holding facility, where nearly 100 orangutans wait. Some of them are in line for a place on a pre-release island, while others have graduated from the islands and wait for their chance for release in the wild. There are also many considered unreleasable, usually because of health issues. They wait for the possibility of a special sanctuary where they can live out their days. This morning, someone's cage fishing. That hasn't been seen here for months. It can only mean one thing. Zalipa's back. She and her friend Tulia both went missing from Palace Island around a week ago. Last week, a search party combed the island. When the Technisi discovered a hole in the fence below the electric wires, they realized the two females had escaped. Last night, news came through the village network that Zalipa had been sighted not far from Palace Island. She was captured and returned to Nyaru Menteng. Ever the escape artist, Zalipa just can't help herself. Her neighbour, long-term resident John Murray, would quite like to try picking his lock too.
Ayo dia main terus nunggunya di atas.
Ya,
Pakai ada paru.
dia ngambil
Ngambil kayu.
Vet Argus arrives to check up on the runaway.
Dari pagi sampai sore juga banyak bermain dia.
Iya, sepertinya nggak ada masalah berarti buat dia. Apa sayang?
Zalipa remembers Argus.
Nggak ada.
He looks closely for signs of illness or injury. But, despite nearly a week alone in the wild, she's fit and healthy. This shows she's capable of surviving on her own, at least for a bit. For now, she's built her nest and she'll have to lie in it. Her status as a flight risk means it could be some time before she's allowed to return to Palace Island. In the meantime, the search continues for her sidekick Tulia, who's still MIA. At the main compound in the administration office, an intense meeting is underway.
Itu di siapa yang
Like any school, Jungle School has its own version of report cards and graduation. A number of advanced students have demonstrated their forest and social skills on a pre-release island. Today, the team must decide which of them is ready for the ultimate next step, a true return to the wild. At the quarantine facility, the contenders wait for their futures to be decided. Who will be chosen? First on the list is Ping. The team reviews her jungle school record. She's highly social, always known to greet newcomers. Next up, male Paco. Aggressive and dominant, with excellent forest skills. And Nodi, a less dominant male, very even-tempered. The list also includes 2 families. Vista has been a nurturing mother to now 1-year-old V. She's demonstrated excellent parenting skills on Bungamat Pre-Release Island. Last up, Clara and her daughter Clarita. These two have come a long way. Nearly 1 year ago, baby Clarita, just a few weeks old, was snatched by a dominant male on a pre-release island. She was rescued, but it was feared Clara might reject her daughter after this trauma.
Bayi kan? Iya. Hai, manis.
The team attempted to reunite them.
Ini adik nih.
Sayang.
Sayang. Hai Clara, enggak, aku nggak ngambil lagi kok. Enggak diambil kok.
And they haven't been apart since. The fact that Clara and Clarita are ready for wild release just 1 year after their setback illustrates just how resilient orangutans can be. But that same future seems very far away for another mother and daughter right now. It's been 11 hours since Dilla gave birth, and the exhausted new mother is resting in her cage. Vets Marios and Vivi decide the time is right to reintroduce baby Delilah to her mother and give them a chance to bond. The more time they spend apart, the greater the chance that Dilla could reject Delilah for good. They give the infant a thorough checkup first. Despite last night's ordeal, Delilah is strong and healthy. Now it's time for her big reunion. Last night, the pair didn't get to bond, and Dilla gave her tiny newborn to the vets to care for. The team has no idea what to expect from Dilla this time. This is a crucial moment. For Delilah, it could mean the difference between growing up with her mother or joining the other orphans in the nursery. Dilla seems very uncertain. And it's Delilah who makes the first move. For a few seconds, there's a connection. Then it's gone. Dilla wants comfort from Marios. But she doesn't seem to want her baby. Marios decides to try another approach. So they move to the lawn where there's more space. Marios encourages Delilah to cling to her mother's back. It seems to be working. But then Dilla panics. The vets decide this is enough for today. While it's not the reunion they were hoping for, it's a start, and they'll try again tomorrow. The dry season in central Borneo has been extreme this year. The water level is the lowest the Teknisi have ever seen. It's exposed wide stretches of sandy beach along the Rungan River. The island guardians are making their afternoon food drop on Kaja Island when they come across a remarkable scene. Several residents appear to be enjoying a day at the beach. Including best friends Ayu and Ruti. These two girls have been inseparable ever since they started jungle school. Being at the beach is a different experience for the pair. But they seem quite happy as long as they can stick close to each other. There's one orangutan here who stands out from the rest. "19-year-old female Parumba. She started jungle school aged 5 and has been living on Kaja Island for a year now. Parumba's posture is an uncanny reminder of how closely related orangutans are to humans. Some scientists think that human-like upright walking emerged in the trees as ancestral apes grabbed fruit above while walking on slender branches. There's something about being on the beach that triggers a universal response. Parumba's sandcastle catches the attention of 15-year-old male Sanamang. He begins work on his own construction. This kind of play is just another sign of how creative these jungle-schooled orangutans are. Parumba shifts her attention to Ruti. But Ruti's not interested. Then, Ruti watches as Parumba moves in on her BFF, Ayu. This is unexpected. Like humans, some orangutans do explore same-sex interaction. Big male Sanamang interrupts the moment. And he has his own agenda. Parumba's happy to spend time with him as well. There's something about a peaceful beach where sun, sand, and teenage socializing creates the perfect mix. the clinic, one of the adult males from the unreleasable section has been transferred here for some medical attention. Weighing in at over 100 kilos, 26-year-old Bobo has been selected for wild release on numerous occasions. But every time he's been thwarted by recurring upper respiratory disease. Some orangutans are prone to sinus infections, just like humans, which can be very debilitating. Bobo's become immune to the usual antibiotics because of his frequent treatments. Today, Vet Argus has a new treatment he wants to try on Bobo. Armed with a nebulizer and a reward, he delivers a new antibiotic spray straight into Bobo's sinuses. He's very cooperative, although the treat certainly helps. Bobo will have to get used to this routine every day for the next 2 months. And then, time will tell if the treatment has worked. The sun rises on baby Delilah's second day at Nyarumenteng. Last night was another sleepless one for vet Vivi as she cared for the newborn again, following the unsuccessful reunion with Dilla. Nurturing the one-day-old infant is a full-time job, as Delilah requires constant contact and feeding every couple of hours. Infant formula is an adequate substitute, but it's second best to what Delilah really needs. The all-important colostrum Dilla's producing right now. Just like humans, lactating orangutans produce a special milk for the first couple of days after they give birth. This colostrum contains essential nutrients and antibodies to help protect newborns against disease. Infant formula can't deliver all that, but it's better than nothing. Full to the brim, it's time for a nap. And Delilah will need the rest because the vets are planning another attempt for Dilla to bond with her later this afternoon. A team arrives at the Nyarumenteng holding facility transporting an orangutan. Rescue teams are often called out to local villages to relocate wild orangutans, which helps prevent conflict with farmers. This orangutan was spotted hanging around a popular fishing lake. All the commotion catches Zalipa's attention. She recognizes a familiar face. It's Tulia. The second runaway's finally been found a week after she went missing. A quick physical exam, and vet Leah gives the 13-year-old a clean bill of health. It's likely the pair hasn't seen each other since their disappearing act. They reconnect with an intimate grooming session. Talking to each other in their own special language. Perhaps sharing stories of their adventures. Although they might have escaped together, the lake where Chulia was found was much farther away than where Zalipa was discovered. When the Teknisi found Tulia, she wouldn't come to them. She was behaving like a wild orangutan. It was stressful for the staff, but it's actually a good sign that she'll do well in the wild. In the meantime, these escapees will remain here until the water level of the Rungan River rises again. At the pre-release quarantine facility, Vet Argus and his team are preparing for surgery. They're going to fit all the wild release candidates with a tiny radio transmitter, which will be used to track them after release.
Habis dibius dia akan ditimbang.
Iya.
Iya.
This afternoon, it's 13-year-old mother Clara's turn. She's very protective of her daughter, Clarita. So our goose needs to sneak in to administer Clara's sedative.
Sudah, Mbak.
Once it kicks in, the staff carefully remove mother and daughter.
Lepas lah. Ya, lepas.
1-year-old Clarita has no idea what's happening. She doesn't require a tracking device, which means she has to sit this one out. Mother and infant haven't been apart since they were reunited nearly a year ago. While the vets begin the surgery, one of the team does his best to comfort the upset infant. Like some human infants, orangutan babies get separation anxiety. Distraction usually works. But not this time. It's every babysitter's nightmare. Clarita's not the only one who wants it to be over. Vet Argus is working as quickly as he can. While Clarita's tantrum rages on. At Forest School, the quarantine measures remain in place. And while all the students, including the sick ones, still have to go to class, there are no lessons, and they're free to do what they like. Sarah gets into the swing of things. And Litty's dance conveys the general mood. Opportunistic Lala helps herself to the fruit basket.
Nggak ada bunga lain, bananas.
which motivates Valentino. Out of my way! Valentino does not want to miss out on his favorite fruit.
Tidak ada buah lain. Cuma ini.
Babysitter Letta has his portion ready.
Tidak ada buah lain. Palen.
But headstrong Val wants to choose his own.
Palen. Kita minta buahnya lagi. Kita minta buah.
Letta tries distraction. The green orange just doesn't cut it. It's much more fun in here.
Palen.
Nearby, Valentino's best friend Uterus has found his own distraction. This curious little guy is one of the smallest in his group. And he really wouldn't hurt a fly. Senior student Jumbo comes over to say hi. This is a bit rough. Uterus's track record with his older classmates isn't the best. When Uterus tried to hang out with 6-year-old Chinta, she used him as her whipping boy. And when he tried to make friends with 5-year-old Junior, the older student aggressively attacked him. Could Jumbo finally be Uterus's older friend? Well, that friendship's over. Valentino can only imagine his pain. That was the worst nightmare of every male watching. Valentino comes over to check on poor little Uterus. But he just wants to be alone. Then another senior student approaches. Gentle 7-year-old Moja probably saw what happened. She comforts Uterus. Perhaps it's time for the classes to return to normal and for the students to hang out with kids their own age again. At the pre-release quarantine facility, baby Clarita's tantrum continues. The vets are working as quickly as they can on her mother Clara to implant a tiny radio transmitter. Finally, the bawling baby gets her way.
Ini mami.
But her cries escalate when her mother can't comfort her. Clarita's distress is now impacting the surgery. So this time, she's put in time out. It's not for long, just enough to allow Vet Argus to close up the incision. But it's far from peaceful. Finally, it's done. And they can reunite Clarita with her mother. But now, the feisty youngster gives them a run for their money. This energetic outburst shows Clarita is ready for anything. At last, the storm is over. The now subdued infant curiously inspects her mother's new scar on the back of her neck. All Clarita ever wanted was her mama. As Clara slowly wakes up, it's as if Clarita's tantrum never happened. Soon, this mother and daughter will experience true freedom together when they begin their journey back into the wild. On the lawn, Vet Vivi prepares new mother Dilla for a second attempt at a reunion with her daughter. After her reaction yesterday, everyone's on edge. The vets are hoping to encourage the reluctant mother to allow Delilah to nurse, which will help them bond.
Dilla is ready, I think.
Dilla's curious.
Dilla, ini anakku Dil. Hai. Ini anakku kalau. Ini anakku ada. Di gampang.
But she's still uncertain. She doesn't seem to recognize that this is her baby.
Itu anak loh. Ya, itu kan anak sendiri kok.
Her inexperience and life as an orphan haven't prepared her to be a mother.
Ambil Dillanya.
Delilah's safety is at risk. Today's attempt must stop. Dilla's reaction is a troubling sign. But the vet team won't give up. This is a very complex process, and they know it needs time. But their concern is growing. If Dilla continues to reject her daughter, baby Delilah will become Nyaru Menteng's newest orphan.